And here's another thing. Here's another thing. This bottom trace is the trace from the bottom trace is the trace from the MOSFET drain pin. And when the MOSFET drain pin voltage goes high, the MOSFET is off. When the MOSFET drain voltage is high, the MOSFET is off. When the MOSFET drain voltage goes low, the MOSFET is on. Right? We've seen that. I hope that I've convinced you of that with earlier videos. This is the 555 timer trace. When the 555 timer trace goes high, it turns the MOSFET on. When it goes low, it turns the MOSFET off. So this parasitic oscillation right here is actually not what I said before and what Aaron said before when the MOSFET is turning off. Actually, this is when the MOSFET is turning on. MOSFET is off, and it starts oscillating because the 555 timer is telling it to, and then it turns on. Then it turns off, and there's a nice spike, and it's off, and then it oscillates and turns on. Okay? So this oscillation is happening when the 555 timer is off, and it's trying to turn on, and then it finally does turn on. Okay? So once again, the oscillation, if you can increase that oscillation, what that means is that the MOSFET is actually on during the time when it's normally off. It's on a little bit and it's leaking. Okay? So no wonder you think you're getting more power through during the oscillation, because you are. The MOSFET's actually partially on even when it's off, and once again, that's the definition of a parasitic oscillation. Much of the time it actually causes the MOSFET to leak power when it should be cleanly turned off. And that parasitic oscillation is being driven by the weird oscillation coming from the 555 timer. Okay? So you got to really be careful about these duty cycle issues and know what your MOSFET is actually doing to your load. The load is off when this signal is high. It's on when this signal is low, right? This is battery voltage, and when you turn the MOSFET on, the load is now drawing power from the battery, so the battery voltage drops. Okay? That's where that's hooked up right there.